Today I want to talk about breathing. A lot of people ask me about breathing, and although there seems to be a lot of information out there, what I'd like to do today is to cover some aspects that maybe you haven't thought of or you may not have read or heard about. So I'll start by reading my poem on breathing. This is called The Stopped Breath. Breathing crosses body barriers from sympathetic to parasympathetic. That's our nervous systems. One of them is the nervous system that we can manipulate, and the other one is the one that does our heart, kidneys, liver and so on, that maybe we think we can't control. We can control it with our mind. When we don't, we breathe anyway. It is a way to find Zen, a way to improve health, a method to build power and improve concentration. Between breathing in and out, and between breathing out and in, there's a magic Zen moment. A moment in which we can access infinity. I'll come to that in just a minute. We stop our breath to concentrate, to draw a straight line freehand. There you go. To listen intently, even before we pee or poo. Anything that requires mental focus. Even before we vomit. There you go. A moment of perfect Zen. It's there in our everyday life. Even if we don't realise it, we actually use Zen, and being able to relate to things that happen in our everyday life, it helps us to understand and cross those barriers. When we meditate, these are our magic moments, like the pauses between waves rolling in and out. We learn to extend our Zen from these pauses, and how to extend and deepen our breathing. When in combat, we can't match breath to technique. A lot of people ask that. Do I breathe out as I punch? Actually, when you're fighting, no, you can't. So breathing has to be natural. When we collide with an opponent, or when we need to focus, we momentarily stop our breath for perfect concentrated Zen. So the thing with breathing is, one, it does cross the barriers of sympathetic and parasympathetic. By breathing well and controlling our breath, what we're actually doing is we're helping the other side of it, which is that which works our heart, kidneys, liver and so on. So you can improve your general health with good breathing. When we breathe properly, and we breathe from down here, and I mean all the way round to the back, we draw the diaphragm down. That brings more air into the lungs, more oxygen into the blood, more oxygen to the brain, and that means that our mind will be more aware. And then with the exercises that we do, we learn to focus the mind. We use that aware and focused mind to become more sensitive and then more intense. All this arises from good breathing and of course good posture. When we're moving, when we're fighting, when we're training, we can't match breath to movement. There are exercises that we do that. For instance, if you did something like Sanshin form or kata, then that's a set of breathing exercise that's linked to movement. But of course you can't actually do that if you're sparring or if you're fighting. So you have to learn to retain and keep a third of the breath in your body. That way when you're moving, it's like a dog, you throw a stick for a dog and he comes back going and you think, oh, he's out of breath, and you throw it again. Hour later you're still throwing it and the dog's still coming back going because he's kept that third. But if you draw that extra third of breath out of him, he would become and for us, like if you're sparring, that's when you move into like a emergency mindset, and the blood drains from your face, The spirit comes out of your eyes, you go dull, your mouth drops open, your chest starts heaving, and you know if you've pushed somebody to that extent, you've got them beat. So breathing does play a very important role. One, it plays an important role in our health. Two, a very important role in our mental concentration and awareness. Three, it plays an essential role in being able to generate power as well. Okay, so pay attention to breathing, but don't worry so much about it when you're training that you actually mess your breathing up. Breathing needs to be natural. There are exercises to extend your breath, as I say, like Senshin. It's got 3 levels of breathing, where you move half the body and to take a smaller breath, to a half breath, to where you manipulate the entire spine and body to get complete deep breathing, and then where you have a restrained breath and a gasped breath. That will increase your lung capacity, but then when you're doing martial arts, you need to breathe naturally and keep at least 1/3 of the breath in your body. Thank you.